Hello everyone. In today's discussion, we are going to interact on the concept design thinking approach in finding solution of partial derivatives. So you all know partial derivatives is the concept where we involve more than one independent variable. So in ordinary differential equation, we will be talking on one independent variable where you cannot solve the entire global problems with one independent variable, because the global problems might have n number of connections with independent variables. More than one independent variable might be there. So in that scenario, we are forced to work the concept of partial derivatives. Partial derivatives is the concept where you differentiate with respect to more than one independent variable. So in that we are trying to introduce the concept of design thinking. I think you all very well know design thinking is the approach. It's a very innovative approach to analyze various global issues and to sort out solutions for it. Am I right? So in design thinking, what is the first concept? Empathize. So empathizing is the first concept in design thinking. You know, in industry we have multiple problems. We are in this situation of solving multiple problems in industry in the global level. So first we have to understand what is the pain point of the customer. What is the pain point of the related scenario? Okay, that is the first idea what we have to focus. What is the second one? After understanding the pain point of the customer, what is the second one? Second one is defining. So we have to create a problem statement. We have to create a problem statement for that particular scenario. That is the next level. So here we are trying to understand the concept of partial derivatives in the area of maxima and minima of two variables. I think you all know about functions. In algebra, we have the concept of function where we deal with polynomials. So we are going to try with functions which has more than one variable. For instance, we are going to work with two-dimensional. That is, we are going to work with functions which is of this kind, f of x comma y. F of x comma y, where we have two variables. So we are going to work with two variables. In that scenario, I am planning to work with the concept of design thinking. So I am trying to understand which are all the areas in industry where there is a need of maximization and minimization of functions with two variables. In that I am trying to understand the real-time scenario, what it should be carried out or worked out. I am trying to connect with this. Then I am going to define a problem where I am going to do a mathematical modeling with the concept of maximization and minimization of functions of two variables. Then I am going to plan with the ideate. What is the concept of ideation? Ideation is nothing but analyzing various suitable methodologies and solutions in particular for that problem. Okay, am I right? So we are trying to analyze what all the possible ideas we have, for the particular scenario, and we can fix one proper concept. That is where we are going to implement. That is where we are going to talk about prototype. Prototyping is what? Fixing a one suitable idea and working on it. Am I right? That is called prototype. So the next concept is, after understanding the concept of prototyping, we will be working with testing, because after defining what has to be done and what is the methodology right suited for this and working on that, finally we have to validate that model. Am I right? We have to validate that model. So for in order to validate that model, we have to do some tests, and we will understand whether that model is right suited for that kind of scenario where we are working with maximum and minimum of a function with two variables. That is, even it can have multiple variables. We are starting with two variables because nonlinear equations, that is partial derivative concept, starts with minimum of at least two independent variables. Am I right? So you can face it. So in this idea, how many models we can do? So can you give me an idea like where this kind of concept can be applied? Any idea? Maybe in industry, let us assume. Where we are talking about engines, for example. We are talking about engines or boilers or some kind of things in the industry, where that maybe the temperature analysis in a particular burner, or maybe let's take one, at least a bike or car. You have an engine. In that engine, a big combustion is happening. So that outer body of that engine should withstand that heat. No, it has produced heavy heat there, so it has to withstand. So we have to understand how to frame that model, how to frame that engine structure, so that it is possible to withstand that heat level. So multiple factors will analyze there. We'll try to analyze multiple factors. So which is right suited to analyze, so make out that pain point, that is to empathize that kind of scenario. So again, it is a kind of non-linear concept where we are talking about multiple parameters. Am I right? So this is how we are planning to work with design thinking, the concept of maximization and minimization of two variable functions. Okay, thank you.